My friends, host Eric here with part 2 of the story of love that I began with an earlier video, discussing how Kimberly and I came to our relationship from very different personal histories and in some ways complementary ones, in the sense that Kimberly arrived at me following a spate of disappointment and generally what she would deem probably not very good behavior by people that she encountered in internet dating. A lot of non-committalness, a lot of ghosting and saying the right things but not really meaning it and stuff like that, you know. In contrast, I came to her from a history of non-reproductive viability, from my own perceptions anyway, that I internalized that I was not a viable option for anybody, really. That if I was lucky enough to have some woman indicate to me that she might be willing to be with me, that I should just be grateful and jump on that, because I'm not worth being with. That kind of self-hatred is it runs deep. You know, it's not like it gets cleared up right away or goes away easy. You gotta narrative your way through it. And currently, Kimberly came to the relationship with her own sense of not having enough to offer somebody, and her own insecurities about whether she was, good enough to be with. Although she could always get dates, I think it's easy for chicks to get dates, but that doesn't necessarily mean the dude's probably not going to pay for anything and all that stuff. So one of the key elements that I left off on there is when I was dealing with Helen, it had its importance in terms of my self-understanding, but I still didn't internalize that I was more of a real candidate for other people, except I accepted that because of the YouTube channel, and because this individual had found me and decided she liked me by way of watching a bunch of my videos, that would be a way for me to bypass the normal revulsion that women feel towards me. Because if they're in the community, then they get to like me as a person first, and then maybe they can see their way to liking me as a man, Again, though, still derived from the same core self-loathing. So after that relationship ended, and it was a relationship of sorts, it was an odd one for sure. It was mostly remote. We did, meet. I had sexual intercourse with her, and I was, again, very nervous about that one in particular, because I thought, I knew I was going there to have sex with her, and I thought I was basically trying to audition. Like, I need to prove to her that that the sex will be, I'll have, she won't throw up after having sex with me, and then she'd be like, okay, well, I'm good to be with you now. That I knew that I was afraid that I wasn't going to perform well enough, and then she'd say, sorry, I need better sex than that, or something like that. So, but I went there, and we had sex, and it was pretty quick, and enough about that. The point is, when that relationship ended, I found myself back where I had started, which is, I'm single still. I tried to, I got on Capillo. that wasn't, it wasn't consistent enough to meet any of my needs, really. And that was proof that I can overcome my handicap if I work hard enough at it. It took me a lot of effort to better compete. And then I learned in the second instance that the YouTube community might provide me some viability within the community that I don't have outside the community. Okay, so that was a nice thing. When that relationship ended and I went back to trying to put together friends with benefits things, I thought I had locked down periodic intercourse with Candace, my ex-wife. I thought I had locked down periodic intercourse with Capio. I figured I'd get one more chick and I'd be good to go. I'd probably be okay without even being in a relationship. But then Candace fell apart, then Capio fell apart, and I was really back to square one. And I was extremely frustrated at that point. It's like, I need a woman. I'm tired of this fucking game shit. Like, I'm gonna be playing games trying to get laid periodically. It's gonna have to work out all the time. It's gonna be time consuming. And you're chatting up chicks all the time. It was kind of, it was just, I was extremely frustrated. And so I enlisted the help of the community. I made a OkCupid profile. Everybody helped me optimize it. Made a video to put in the profile that said, here's who I am. These people vouch for me. They say it's a good idea to at least try to go on a date with me, and maybe, it won't. The worst thing that can happen is we don't hit it off and I bet you done it. And much to my surprise, well, not totally to my surprise, but more so to my surprise than I was led on, perhaps. It worked. It worked perfectly. In addition, I found this trick where I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to use OkCupid to, when I initiate a conversation with somebody, the first thing I'm going to do is just say, hey, I'm getting off work right now. I'm looking for somebody to have dinner with. I'd love to buy you dinner at this location near you. You want to meet there in an hour? It worked like a fucking charm. Oh, I'm buying. Of course, I can't put that in too. I'm buying. It worked amazing, and I got lots of response from lots of chicks, and I actually set up like a total of 4 or 5 dates, but I ended up only going on, I think, 3 of them. First one I went on was Kimberly, but I'm glad I went on at least a couple other dates that week with those people I'd set up. I got to do a little bit of all of the experiences that I might regret not having done had I not done them. That is to say, I perceived Capio, whom I'd always found super sexy and always wanted to fuck, and I was able to fuck her. And get that fun. Like, okay, I get why people like that. Even though I'm not really into casual sex or anything. Capio was a lot of fun. And nice and sweet, and cool. She high-fived me afterwards. It was great. And it's like, there wasn't any complications or anything. But the problem with that is, of course, it doesn't actually meet any of my needs. It relieves my need to ejaculate right now, but if it's too irregular, it just becomes an additional hassle. I got to manage, something I got to pay attention to, etc., etc. So, Candace falling through, that was another thing. Like, well, I could go try to seduce my ex-wife and still sleep with her even though we're not together. Well, I did that. Okay. Well, sure it would be nice to like take advantage of my status in the community and try to hump one of the hot chicks in my YouTube community or something. Well, I did that. I didn't initiate any of it. I didn't make it happen, but I did it anyway, and I got to hump like the hottest one, and just tits, just you wouldn't even believe it. That's not a naturally occurring human body, except it is all natural. There's nothing fake about it, except it defies a lot of the physics in a lot of different ways, and oh my god. But to be honest, I was more turned on by Capio, because even though she's perhaps less conventionally attractive. She's cute, and like I said, she's got a certain sexy dumbness about her that you just can't replicate with anything other than actual legitimate dumbness. So, and cool dumbness, sweet dumbness. I don't mean to be denigrating her at all. She's a great girl, and nice, and kind, and authentic, and dumb. So, having done all of those things, though, that one might want to do, including internet dating, trying to play the field a bit, getting dates with a bunch of chicks, I got just enough of a taste of all those things that I have no regrets about being locked down. The slabs made it such for some reason. They do that kind of shit for me. I don't know why. And currently, Kimberly, she keeps winning more and more and more the longer our relationship lasts, because everybody around her is assuming that this is going to be another short-lived thing, that, Kimberly, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, although she's been married twice. But the thing is, she's been single for such a long time, and she's had a lot of, down times, some up times too, associated with not being able to live the life she always envisioned for herself as a member of an active, loving family. She had her one kid, but she, raised him in split custody with her ex-husband, and the kid was difficult, and life didn't pan out the way she had planned it originally. Now here I am, the man that she's always been looking for, and here she is, the woman I've always been looking for. And the liberation of being together is operative on so many levels. It kind of stuns me, because the thing is, we're not. In no relationship is your significant other going to be your ideal dream person in every single regard. But when you're with your dual, you learn what matters and what doesn't matter, and you stop caring about shit that doesn't matter very much. Sex between me and Kimberly is all over the place. We're not very compatible, really. In weird little ways you wouldn't expect to even matter. Like shit like, I don't even want to get into it, but it's little stuff, ridiculous stuff. We're constantly like bumping into each other, like I'll take a step left, and like that thing where you're trying to walk past each other, you both go the wrong. Our timings are backwards. Lots of things, lots of reasons why sex for us isn't easy. It's not like easy and fun and a carefree place where we go. It's a source of hurt feelings and disputes and things like that. And it doesn't matter at all. Because the reason we have hurt feelings or matter disputes or anything is because we're both a little bit crazy for the other one, insofar as my position is our sex is great, I'm totally satisfied, but I know Kimberly's not satisfied, and so there's a problem here. Her position is, Kimberly, I'm totally satisfied, but I know Eric's not satisfied, so there's a problem here. And yet, we both agree, though, in the abstract, that there is a problem, and that it comes from, like, just lining up really badly with each other on things that we like and don't like. So, if, I like it when after you did that, you do this, or here's an easy example that's not too, like, raunchy or anything. We're starting to get going, having sexy times, and I'm starting to get aroused and like, okay, hey, I'm gonna get up in that shit. And then she'll be like, but maybe we won't have all the trappings of full-blown, like, foreplay, but all know, like, oh, I'm getting ready to go here, let's rock and roll. And then she'll be like, let's go smoke a cigarette. Because she thought what I was flirting to initiate sex was sort of like emotional intimacy thing, and she felt positive about me and said, yeah, let's go smoke a cigarette up front. And then that, like, I'm like, okay, and then by the time we're done a cigarette, I'm no longer where I was, and then she's in the mood because we're more emotionally intimate, and I'm like, well, okay, but I'm not really And can we go back to what we were doing before? It's a comedy of errors sometimes, and the quality of the sex is all over the map. Sometimes it's spectacular, sometimes it's awful. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care if she lost her vagina in a train accident. I wouldn't leave Kimberly. It wouldn't matter at all to me. I mean, it would be sad, of course, but it's not the thing that matters. What matters is she is my matching puzzle piece thing. And the fact that our sex is so a topic of discussion between us and ongoing confusion and stuff, it's okay. It's totally fine. I mean, we both say to the other one, I want you to have sex whenever you want it. I will never say no to you, except the difference is there are times when I can't say yes, obviously. You know, I can't just rub some lube on my dick and it gets hard. So if I'm totally not into the mood, then even if she wants it, I can't really give it to her unless I get myself into the mood. Because it requires your penis to be erect in order to insert it into somebody. So while I can't really follow through on I will give you sex whenever you want, it doesn't matter if I want it or not. She tells me that. She's willing to follow through on that, but I tell her, well, if you don't want it, I want you to be happy. And she's like, no, I want you to be happy. Well, gosh, I'm so sorry for my horrible life, right? It's like, that's not a problem. That's a fun set of challenges to work through, because there's only one way to solve a problem like that. You gotta fuck your way through it. You gotta fuck her this way, that way, and every other way until you figure out what works. I guarantee you, within 4 dozen loads of cum from now, we'll have it all figured out. She's gonna have to take a lot of cum first, but it's okay. That's what her uterus is for, and that's usually where I shoot it. I try not to, even if I'm thinking I'm gonna shoot it on her face, when it actually comes down to it and I'm about to come out, I always point it someplace else. I'm not sure why, but I feel bad or something. Like, no, don't shoot cum all over her face. Just shoot it over there on the pillow or something. Anyway, thanks for watching Talking to the Famous People. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. And remember, if you're in a relationship, don't stress about the sex. It's not very important. And if you are confident that you're going to be together forever, like Kimberly and I are both 100% telling each other with certainty, never wavering, over and over and over again, that we're going to be together forever no matter what, well then, any challenges you have in that area, like I said, there's only one way to solve it. So be happy there's some challenges. Oh, we need to work on our problem again, Kimberly. There she is. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching Talking to the People.